Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Preston here with Better Pastures Farm. So today we want to be talking about brush hogging. When should you typically brush hog? Why to brush hog? So what we're looking at here, that's Johnson grass in the background. What we're looking at here is a pasture that we brush hogged the last weekend of July. And we were very dry. I was real hesitant to brush hog it with how dry we were. But I walked out on a limb hoping that we'd get some rain. And we finally got some rain, and this is what grew back in just a little over 3 weeks. About 4 weeks now. But we about got a foot of growth on this whole field. And the question at hand is, why would you brush hog? Well, a few big reasons why we'd want to brush hog. In this field we had a lot of forbs, undesirable mature forage that the cows did not want to eat. They were a lot more mature. So I wanted to knock all that mature forage down on the ground and then restart the cycle with some high palatable forage. We had some ragweed, we had some of this Sericea lesbideza that got pretty tall and was really rank. The cows will nibble at it in a very young vegetative state. So just trying to get these grasses back to their vegetative state. So we took the brush hog to it, and I'm just super excited what's come up. We got just beautiful blades of grass now. You know, before we didn't have that. So reason number one, we want to brush hog to restart the cycle and get vegetative forage. Reason number two, maybe you're trying to control a species that's getting out of control on the farm. So you take a brush hog to it and let the other grasses compete with it, because so we're super excited to graze this, because now we have high energy plants that are just gonna really put the weight on our cows, versus before, if we would have left it, there would have been a lot of mature forage that the cows wouldn't consume. Now we're back to a high palatable state where the cows can actually consume most of this. Like I said, you're always running a risk when you brush hog, because if you don't get the rain, you've kind of hurt yourself pretty good. So you definitely always want to factor in worst case scenario, and then make your decisions off that. I felt like we had a lot of very undesirable species grown in here, to where I'm like, knock those back down, get more. Worst case scenario, I was like, we can knock those down. If we don't get any rain, then I guess we'll deal with it and go from there. But super excited to see what's coming up. Like I said, we're not going to be on this section for quite a while still. And most of these plants have already are filled out to a tip again. So now we're just giving it time to thicken up. We got foxtail. Super excited about what's growing here. We got a bunch of Johnson grass coming up right there. That Johnson grass grows so fast, it blows me away. Give it the the water it needs, and man, it can really express itself. So this is what we've done on this pasture, and I really like the results. Like I said, you want to be definitely careful. Anything past August 15th here in Missouri. August 15th is kind of when our stockpile starts, and so that's when we try to leave as much residual of any kind as possible so that we got something to graze in the winter. Versus if you just brush hog everything, you know, in September, middle of September, you only give your plants 30 days to grow back something valuable for the cows, and then you won't have the tonnage. It'll probably grow back little bits. You know, if you get 6 inches of growth, you probably get that, but then you're just not going to have very much tonnage. And when you're relying on some of these fields to produce so you can graze into the winter, you got to be able to have that tonnage, otherwise you'll be feeding way more hay than you predicted. But we're super excited, and this is what we're seeing here. And we just moved our chicken tractors here. Chickens are just doing great. It's a very humid morning this morning, so we're gonna go move the cows and get back after it. Thank you guys for watching.